Now we are coming to the finish of the first series of The Office UK. Judgement is the title of S1E6 here.
Oh, right.
It's been a hell of a show so far. Very slice of life in that way.
It sparked my interest to check out the US version. I'll put it that way. I've never been drawn to the US version ever, but if they continued this pretty similarly, and knowing that the US Office went insanely long, that means it must have had staying power.
Yeah. We are one of the few two Americans that have never seen a full episode of the US Office and can actually go into it with the reference points of the UK Office.
Right, and not a lot of Americans can say that. We might be in maybe in the hundreds, I feel like, because that's our first experience with the Office is the UK Office.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to the second series yet. We're just finishing the first one.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
This is the worst part of my job. I do not want to lose a good man, but it's out of my hands. And even if it were in my hands are tied. It's nothing personal, it's just based on fact.
Why am I getting fired?
You're not getting fired, it's redundancy, as I say. It's nothing personal, it's cutbacks being what they are. You are one of the unlucky ones. Or one of the lucky ones, in my opinion.
Now, I'm going to ask you, David, why, when there are 3 other forklift operators, do you decide to fire me and not Anton? Is this positive discrimination? Is it? You have disability quotas you have to fill.
I don't know what you mean.
Or are you keeping Anton on because he's disabled?
Anton's not disabled.
He's a midget, David.
But you're not disabled if you're a midget, are you? That's not a disability, that's just small.
I know.
Ronnie Corbett doesn't get special treatment, does he?
Ronnie Corbett's 5 foot. Anton's 3'4".
So are some children. Children don't get special favours. Children aren't disabled, are they?
Well, children don't work in warehouses.
Look, whether or not Anton is indeed a midget or a dwarf...
No, he's a midget.
What's the difference?
Well, a dwarf is someone who has disproportionately short arms and legs.
Oh, I know the ones.
Yeah, it's caused by a hormone deficiency.
Yeah, the hormones. Yeah.
Sorry. Well, I shouldn't be laughing at that. But it's funny.
I had a chance to do something legendary. They had a chance to go with that joke and make it even better, but they missed it. That's the difference. Doors go on quests. You know, everyone knows that.
Oh, God.
They work in mines. Everyone knows. It's science. I've read about it. Oh, man. That's so funny. Jesus.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And yes, we know it's Jeff from Peep Show.
Yeah.
Save your comments.
Yep. It's good to see him here.
Actually getting the short end of the stick.
Maybe that's where he was for the last season of Peep Show. Was doing this one.
Midget is still a dwarf, but their arms and legs are in proportion.
So, what's an elf?
Do you want to answer that?
An elf is a supernatural being. Sometimes they're invisible, they're like fairies.
They don't actually exist, do they? In real life.
Who is that?
What do you want me to... Do you think I enjoy doing this?
This has been imposed upon me. This has been imposed upon me.
Yeah, it has. What do you want me to say? Oh, I'm sorry, that'll give you a job.
Yeah, no, I want you to say you're sorry. Yeah. I want you to apologise and stop passing the buck.
I'm not passing the buck. This is someone else's decision. I didn't want to do this. Go above my head if you don't believe me.
Oh, I will go above your head.
Fine, good luck. It's your prerogative.
Yeah, it's my prerogative.
So, is a pixie the same thing as an elf?
Oh.
What? I just want to know how come he knows so much about midgets.
It's called an education.
So what's a goblin?
How long are you going to be, mate?
There are just some questions you do not want the answers to of why he knows all about those not normal-sized people.
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. That whole setup, that whole thing, that whole interaction was gold. Turned from him getting fired to a talk essentially about Lord of the Rings. Like, so what's an elf? What's a pixie? What's a goblin? What the fuck are we talking about? I'm getting fired, dude.
We know he's gonna go watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which was that out then? Early 2000?
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
I know I probably seem like quite an imposing figure now with the slick boss, but get to know me, you see I'm mad. I brought that in. So, oh, here we go. Welcome. This is Karen Roper, my new secretary. Although you can all use her. Oh, as an actress said to a bishop.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Well, David, can I just ask, why have you hired yourself a new secretary when you're having to fire people like Alex this morning?
Different people, different jobs, isn't it? To wit, the answer to the question, is it people or task is we people.
What?
Like this person, Kojak.
David,
That's what we call him.
what
To
I
his
want to
face.
know, whatever
Who
you
loves you, baby?
am I going to be fired? When will we know what's happening?
Good question. Jennifer is coming in midday today, Greenwich Mean Time. She will have the verdict then. I was just trying to keep the troops happy.
Well, they'll be a lot happier if they knew they got jobs.
I think no other weird-looking bald people could do.
That would have Benny Hill.
That's one of my biggest fears, as you know, why I keep my hair grown out so much is I don't want to have a big bald head. If I go bald, I'm gonna start wearing a hat.
Or
Like-
just shave it, dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm not a fan of those humans that try to keep it. If it starts going, let it go.
Right, I'm gonna let it go if
Yeah.
I don't. But it's my fear of losing it to a point where I can't keep it like this. It's
Yeah.
either this or nothing.
Yeah,
and
you don't
I'm
want
not-
to.
I don't want strangers, touching my hat, my bald head like that.
Very
That's,
true.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
I feel like if you have a bald head, you got to hit the gym and get like huge and look
Yeah.
like Mr. Clean.
Right, and
No.
I can't look like I have no reference point of anybody
Me
that's
neither.
bald with that's not buff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, either. I can't think of one. No, I can't. That eludes me. I just thought of a ton of people, and I just can't think of one. I was like, Vin Diesel. You can't really use that. I mean, The Rock now. But once it starts going, man, just let it go.
It's either this or nothing.
Nothing.
There's no in between. I'm not gonna George Costanza it or
Yeah, don't do that.
or any other person that tries to cling on to it.
I don't know if you met Tim. He's thinking of leaving. He's feeling bad about himself. I'm going to have a chat to him, make him feel good about himself, turn it round, look and learn. So, Timothy! Right, have a quick word. Sure. Walk this way. Always start with a joke. You might want to make notes just for...
Hiya.
Come in. How you doing?
All right, thanks.
Good. You don't mind if Karen sits in just to learn the ropes
No,
first
not at
down?
all. No. What are we doing?
Just want to know why you think they're leaving, mate.
I'm not thinking of leaving. I am leaving.
Sure. I don't want you to stitch anyone up, but it's nothing I've said or done, is
No,
it?
no, not at all, David.
Definitely
No,
not.
no.
Put that down.
No, genuinely,
way.
no.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what sort of a boss would you say I am? I'm a
Good boss. Yeah.
But don't go, he said.
No,
Yeah.
mate, you're a great boss.
Yeah,
it's
Tim's
just
great.
that I don't think that I am in a
It's
position
not
anymore.
because you asked Dawn out in front of everyone and she said no, is it?
I didn't ask her out.
'Cause that was...
I didn't ask her out. It was as a friend.
Oh my god.
Dude, but that's exactly how it is. I may not get everyone knew what happened. It was in front of everyone. And you may not, because that's when he was playing the guitar and all that shit.
Yeah.
Everyone saw him ask her out. Everyone knew exactly what he was doing. Maybe no one brought it up the next day, but no one forgets in a small office like that.
Right. Unless there's a high turnover and you'll forget within 6 months. But
Yeah.
if it's a good company where there's low turnover, then that's a downside of that, is that people are going to remember shit like
hey,
that.
remember when you asked her out? I didn't ask her out. Everyone saw it. Yeah, you did.
There's no getting away from that, which is one of the reasons I can't work in an office, among others. But that's one of them.
Why does everyone think
Yeah.
it was as a put friend?
Yeah.
Put friend down.
So, why the move?
It's not one thing, David.
Go
It's
on.
lots of little reasons.
Yeah.
Can I?
Sure.
I don't really enjoy the work I do here. I'm sorry, but I feel a little bit like I'm wasting my time.
Like life's too short.
Exactly. Thank you. Let's be honest, though. I'm 30, right? I want to retire with some stories to tell.
They're on about paper.
I'll give you paper stories that'll crack you up, so...
That's true. They are hilarious.
Hilarious. Put down hilarious.
Do you want me to go on?
How many have you got?
It's like an alarm clock's gone off and I've just got to get away. I think it was John Lennon who said, life is what happens when you're making other plans, and that's how I feel. Although he also said, I'm the walrus, I'm the Eggman, so I know what to believe.
Good one.
He said some deep things, but he also claimed he was the walrus. Walrus, wow. Can't even speak today. Walrus.
That's funny, man. But I could go on and on about John Lennon and all his hypocrisies, but that just proves that the whole no one wants to work thing, that's not a new concept. That's been around for ages.
It's just, there's some people that seek that comfort, that routine, and there are people to fit those roles. there are those people that I am so thankful exist in our world that are cogs in the machine, and they're happy with that. But for it just you can't. I feel like you can't be a creative and be a cog in a machine.
Those two do not go hand in hand.
No.
Have you listened to me? All right,
No,
you listen to me, Tim. When you first came here, you didn't know about the paper industry. That I showed you the ropes. I nurtured you. I gave you a good job.
He doesn't want.
I didn't ask you.
You did ask me how I felt, and I'm telling you.
I don't want to know
what's
now.
What do you mean
Don't
you
want to know
don't
because
know?
this has been a waste of time. This wasn't. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you both go and do some work instead of whinging, please? No, go on. Instead of. And don't say out there what you've said in there, apart from think about good boss if you want to. Well, I don't want you spreading your bad vibes around my office. All right? And you can be like that at the party. That'll be fun. You try and do a good deed, and that.
And then there's the third one, the cogs, the creatives, and the higher ups only have their own agenda that you don't need to be a part of.
I feel like they just need that ego stroking, just hungry for power. It's not real power. It's just a title. They just want that. They just want to be the shiniest cog,
which has less work, way too much more money, and more power.
You alright? Are you going to the party?
Of course.
Brilliant.
Wouldn't miss it.
Cool. Yes. Right. See you later.
That's so weird.
I hope they get rid of me, because then I might actually get off my arse and do something. I don't think as many little girls dream to be a receptionist. I don't know what I'll do, but whatever it is, it's got to be a career move and not just another arbitrary job. Tim's advice is that it is better to be at the bottom of a ladder you want to climb than halfway up one you don't. But I just don't want to be treading water and then wake up in another 5 years' time and say, shit, done it again.
Do you think you could not do that here, mate? I'm sorry, I just wondered if you couldn't do that here.
I've got to do it, mate.
Really? No chance you could throw it in the bin?
Well, yeah, and maybe I should just take them round to rival companies, just hand them out.
Good point. But could you just throw it in the bin?
Take it down a bit. Can you stop it?
I'll just do it like this.
Of course, Gareth would do that one. In the office, where everybody can hear it. Have you ever owned one of those paper shredder units?
Yes.
It's very satisfying. I'm sorry. It's one of the most boring things I've ever said, but it's satisfying to get rid of papers.
Man, it really is. Well, we have one in the house, but my wife uses it a lot. But what I end up doing is I take all those pieces of shredded paper and just burn them on back.
Oh, nice. Man.
That's just the way to do it. But that's very annoying. At least that paper shredder that we have in the house is not from the 90s. It doesn't sound like a dial-up connection.
Right. The one I had in my ex's house, that definitely sounded like a dial-up connection.
Oh, man.
But then again, she worked for the state of Maryland and had to shred a lot of stuff, so...
They even have ones back in the day where you could put CDs in that would break that up. That would be awesome.
Do you got a body you don't need to get rid of, or?
I believe you upgrade that to mulcher instead of shredder to get rid of those things.
You're right. We're available for children's parties, by the way.
Oh God.
Hiya.
Hi, David. You ready?
Oh, it's her.
Who's that? I don't know.
Now, I know I promised you some kind of answer today. I don't think it's the one that you were expecting. Firstly, I'm moving on.
You've been fired.
No, I've been made into a partner.
They've made you into a partner. So it'll be Wernham, Hogg, Taylor, Clark. That's mental. Have to change all the stationery.
I think we might get a discount, though, as we're in the business.
40% sometimes.
The point is, David, my job is now available, and the board thought that either you or Neil should take over the role. I can tell you now, the board have voted 5-2 in favour of you taking the job.
Vote for me, 5-2. There's only 7 on the board, isn't
Yes.
it? So it's 5 out of 7.
Now, I did
That's a landslide.
David,
Go on.
you've always made it very clear that you're 100% committed to your branch.
Probably why I got there.
You do understand that if you take on my job, Neil will stay in Swindon and your branch will be downsized and incorporated into his.
Yep.
Well, I know that you're very loyal to your family here.
I'll be loyal to I'll be loyal to all the whole family. It's one big family.
I'm just sensitive to the fact that you have strong, let's say, emotional ties to your team.
Well, but there is the emotion as good in business syndrome, sure, notwithstanding the cruel to be kind scenario.
I'm sorry, David.
So, well, you're not looking at that whole pie, Jenny. Word of Hog is one big pie. And if they've let me in charge of that one big pie, I'll be in charge of the pie and the people of the fruit. And
I don't have time for the pie thing,
thing.
David.
You don't want it, no. I'm saying, I'll take the job, please.
Good. Well, the first step is to meet with Alan and the board.
Good. What's 5 out of 7 as a percentage?
70%.
71.4. So
Call Susan and arrange to meet the board and finalise all the details. Well, congratulations and good luck.
you don't need luck when you've got 71.4% of the population behind you.
That's a tough one.
That's why you don't form attachments to your coworkers and the people that you see 9 to 5, because stuff like this can happen, and you don't want such big family vibes around, and then it gets just torn apart, and potentially, as she said, it would be integrated into something else.
If he goes up, then his whole branch gets integrated to another place, which doesn't mean 100% integration ever.
No, there's definitely would be redundancies.
Oh, yeah.
As we would call firings.
And that's why. That's why it work. That's why it's a lot easier to fire someone that you really have no idea who they are.
They're just a punch card on the time card slip, whatever.
It's easier to let them go. So in business, guys, I know we've gotten comments where it's like, oh man, you haven't worked in a lot of, or our work environments have been shitty. That's like shared across the board. Yeah, that's like what we were taught once you start working in an office. This is not your best friend camp. This is work.
Right. You find your best friends outside of work.
Yes.
Wherever you go after you punch out at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And hopefully you're punching out at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Still here. What do you think? How did it go? What's the news?
What did she say? What's the damage?
It's complicated.
Are you going to tell us?
Yeah.
David.
We'd like to know now.
Right. Well, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is Neil will be taking over both branches, and some of you will lose your jobs. Those of you who are kept on will have to relocate to Swindon if you want to stay. I know. Gutting. You didn't see me. On a more positive note, the good news is I've been promoted, so every cloud. You're still thinking about the bad news, aren't you?
You should have led with the fact that he's been promoted and then said, you're either going to get fired or you're going to have to relocate.
Well, my thing is, why would we even tell them? I would like, listen, we're dissolving this branch. Now we're this branch is getting absorbed into the other one. And then if someone asks why, well, I've been promoted. They don't need to know your moves. Stupid. And that's what happens. That's what happens when you're like talk to them like friends. Nothing ever good comes out of it. Ever.
Never. Ugh. God, it's so cringe.
It is.
Good news, David. It's only bad news and irrelevant news.
That's not a phrase, though, is it? I couldn't come out and go, oh, I've got some bad news and some irrelevant news.
You could have just told us about Neil. Kept your promotion to yourself.
Should have told us the good news first, got you happy.
There is no good news, David.
I think promotion is genuinely considered good news.
We're going to lose our jobs.
You're not all going to lose your jobs. God, just... Right, you're not going to lose your job. So, let's get it in perspective. Yeah? Come on. There's only 7 people on the board.
When are the rest of us going to find out?
I can't believe it. After all the things he said, it's just... I'm in shock.
Sold us out.
Wanker.
What? David Brent's leaving? So you're definitely leaving him?
It would appear so.
What about us?
There's nothing going on between us. Not like that, no.
But we're a team. I'm assistant regional manager.
Assistant to the regional manager.
I can still be your assistant. Can I, if you're going off then?
No, I'll be getting a proper assistant, a PA, probably so.
Lady.
Hopefully, well, not because of that, just...
About Neil. You're going to be needing an assistant. I could be his assistant.
Neil's bringing his man with it. Bloody good guy, actually. Good assistant. A bloke called Terry someone. You'd like him. He's ex-army.
Tutorial.
Tutorial? What?
Regular.
What rank?
Sergeant, I think. What are you?
Lieutenant, sir.
Anyway.
Is it? The old
Oh,
team
no.
on the scrap heap. It's all gone.
Gareth, come on. You're a soldier. Yeah. Eh? Stiff upper lip and all that, eh? Spirit of the Dam Busters. The squadron never dies, does it? Seen that film?
I've got a video.
Well then. And before he goes into battle, he's playing with his dog and everything.
Nigger.
That's not offensive, that's the dog's name. It was the 40s as well, before racism was bad, wasn't it? So don't keep saying it, but...
Oh my god.
So, take anything. Choose one thing. Choose a memento from me to you. Take anything you want.
To keep.
Yep.
Having the guitar.
Not having the guitar, I meant stationery or something, something I can reorder.
A whole bunch. That's always handy.
Alright, bloody good one that. Oh,
Betty.
Could be used as confetti. Check with the vicar first. Always. Don't get on the carpet, Gareth.
Oh.
I've just...
Sorry.
It's a bit there. I don't see it as letting people down. If this is a family, then maybe it's time to cut the apron strings, let them stand on their own 2 feet, because you can be sure, if they were in my position, they'd take the job and go, yep, thanks. They're off, thanks for the opportunity and the great jokes. But this is a business, right? I'm not doing this for an Esther Ranson Heart of Gold, or if Esther's handing out awards, then do it for my charity work, not 5 fun runs in 2 years. So why don't you ask Philippa Norris or Simon Coleman at Mencap what they think of David Brent. So...
What the hell?
What?
This is straight up not... It's so relatable, but it's so cringe at the same time.
You know what sucks is that now you realize how decent of a boss he is when he's about to leave. There's going to be a lot worse. There can be a lot worse, and there are a lot worse out there.
He's showing his true colors right now. Yeah. He's showing who he really is.
Yeah.
And I suspected that about him, just with all the jokes and all the a little too charismatic. But then again, that's a lot of bosses.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's 90, I would say upper 90s amount of bosses, percentage-wise.
Into the financial year and spirits are in the sky.
No, they're not.
You're all smug now, you're moving away. But think of me. The shoe could be on the other foot.
You're gonna be alright, aren't you?
I work hard, I earn my keep, but unfortunately, the history books are full of just people who toil and fight for worthy causes and the freedom of others, and...
That's the most profound thing you've ever said, mate.
You do all that only for foreigners or women or disableds to take advantage of it.
Can I withdraw my last comment?
How do you think of her?
It's a bit out of your league, mate. Definitely out of your league.
No, smug. You're so... Just because you got a bit of Donna because I played by the rules because she was out of bounds, you nipped in behind everyone's back. I'd have got a bit if I thought it was up for grabs. I'd have done her, but that would be shitting on your own doorstep. And anyway, I don't do sloppy seconds.
You see, it's phrases like sloppy seconds which make her out of your league.
Oh, he's got some nerve.
Hello. Welcome everybody. Just a few things. Seen the raffle over there? That's going to start later. And you can win a printer, some I bloody love. Although if I win it, I'll probably either put the ticket back or give it to charity. But that's no pressure. That's good luck to Ricky, who's off pursuing his career, starting Monday. So we've got him a collection or a gift or something. We'll be a minute long. So you should have seen what we got. Pete Gibbons. Oh, it's Harry. Oh, remember that. So just come from a meeting at head office where I was officially offered the job as UK manager. And as you know, taking that job will mean a lot of you will lose your jobs. And I'd just like to say, that's why I told them to shove their job up their arses.
So you're staying here?
Yes, we all are. We'll incorporate Swindon. So, hip hooray for David Brent. Hooray. No, stop it. Seriously. Don't. Move on. Let's move on. So, let's rock. Smash in nicely. So, kick in there. Put the record on when I do that. Clumsy.
Is morale starting to come back around, or damage is done at that point?
Well, so he had to jump on the grenade, right? He is like, fine, I won't take it, or we don't know what happened. But if he's telling the truth, he didn't take it, and the branch will survive.
Which I guess brownie points to David, but still, At the time, he showed his true colors. So
Yeah, you gotta. It's more of a. Now they all got him. Now they know that he's a pushover. That's a dangerous place for a boss.
Good for the employee, sorry, but not good for the boss.
Hey, no, what?
You hit on someone's girlfriend and you don't expect
No,
it.
no,
What sort of
listen.
a bloke would I?
No, listen, can I
We've
just
got a bit
say?
of a problem here,
No,
so
we
what are we
haven't
going to
got
do
one
about it? What are we going to do about it?
Lee, please, can I get a word in? Because I asked her, it was a friend, it wasn't a girlfriend, it was a soldier to cry on. That's
Soldier?
Shoulder.
What, you want a soldier's crime? What, you bent or something?
Is this a wind-up?
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Don't do that, man.
Having a bit of a
Don't-
laugh with you, all right? I'm sorry. I wouldn't blame you. She's a good-looking girl.
Yeah, she is. Come on. All right.
Wow. He dodged the ball.
The thing about leadership, sometimes you've got to sacrifice yourself.
We just wanted to say we thought that was a really good thing you did.
I'm really impressive. Very respect individually, but cheers.
Well, you've got our respect individually.
Believe that a little bit more if you hadn't jumped on top of you the minute my back was turned. So.
Actually, I was on top of
Oh, right,
it. But we just wanted to
okay.
say well done.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
And they probably did oral.
Oh my god. Gareth is just.
His cues and timing are like alien, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Wrong time all the time.
So he is the bumbling idiot of this show. He's the Neil. He's the Father Dougal. He's the Baldric.
Baldric. But I would say he's more of a Dougal than a Baldric. Because Baldric somehow possessed a tact. He had that fast wit. Dougal was just oblivious. And I feel like he's more Dougal than Baldric.
It's taken us this long to figure it out.
Right, enjoy the pie, man.
So they offered you the job, did they?
Man, thing is, I've been with this nutty lot way too long to send them down the river for a couple of extra quid a year, so not interested.
Right.
You know.
It's just that I was speaking to Paula, and she seems
Paula?
to... Alan's assistant.
Oh, yeah.
And she seems to think the reason that you didn't take the job was not because you didn't want it, but because you failed the medical because of high blood pressure.
Wow. You got to ask yourself, why did I get high blood pressure on the day of the medical? I can't.
Are you saying that you cheated science and faked high blood pressure so that you could remain in the job?
You got to ask yourself that.
Did you?
What's worse, cheating medical science or cheating friends? Yeah. Board of directors come to me and they go, oh, David, you're the best man for the job. You've got to take the job and we won't take no for an answer. Oh, hold on, you failed the medical. All right, stay with you. For all your mole knows, they may or may not have said that to me.
Did they?
So they may or may not have.
So you faked high blood pressure in order to fail a medical test?
Oh, no. See you later.
Who cares?
What is this guy's deal?
Ugh.
I would fire him first.
You'd be the first to go.
You're a
instead.
rat. You're a rat. I need to let you go.
Yeah, he's not a good team player. Look at us turning into bosses now.
100%.
Somebody, if we get that way, that's your cue to leave this Patreon and unsubscribe from the YouTube.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much. If
letting
we
you
ever
know.
get like that, I doubt it. I think we're fortunately too humble as I brag about everything. We're just so humble. We're the most humble.
Yeah, no boasting around here.
Yeah. Oh God.
Internal ladder, framework, or a sideways to external then up. You got to look at the whole pie vis-a-vis my current life situation.
He's a pie.
Which means, of course, that my old job is free. So, you know, have a word.
This could all work out.
But nah, no, it can't.
You grow up, you work half a century, you get a golden handshake, you rest a couple of years, and you're dead. And the only thing that makes that crazy ride worthwhile is, did I enjoy it? What did I learn? What was the point? That's where I come in. You've seen how I react to people. I make them feel good, make them think that anything's possible. If I make them laugh along the way, sue me. You know? And I don't do it so they turn around and go, oh, thank you, David, for the opportunity. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for the laughs. I do it so one day someone will go, there goes David Brent. I must remember to thank him.
So what becomes of you, my love, when they have finally stripped you off the handbags and the glad rags that your granddad had to sweat so you could buy?
There we go. David Brent went from ultimate douchebag back down to ultimate pushover in this episode here.
It's a good one though, because that is also realistic. I've seen that before. The rumors of the boss getting promoted and someone else. Usually, the excitement stirs when you think it's going to be from within. The next seat, like they're getting promoted. So which one of us are going to take the throne? Who's going to be the next David Brent in that scenario from that office? 90% of the time, it's no one from that office. They bring someone else in. And then, or it is someone from actually a lot fewer times it is someone from the current office.
Right.
And a lot of times the boss doesn't get that promotion.
It just causes internal drama in the office for quite a few weeks.
Yes,
yeah.
it does. Oh man.
But hey, season 1 in the books of
That's
The Office
awesome.
UK. Can't wait for the next one. We've got a couple more goodies after season 2 as well, so can't wait.
Dude, me neither, man. I'm excited. This has turned into another one of my top picks. It's a good show right here.
The shorter ones are definitely the stronger ones. The Faulty Towers and I'm Alan Partridge. This is definitely a strong one right here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. Patreon, thank you for your patronage, keeping the lights on. YouTube, consider subscribing, watching another video. What else, Dan?
Unplug and do something legendary, guys.
See y'all next time.
Later.